Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you how to add an additional domain controller. Why do we need additional domain controller? We need an additional domain controller in order to have the locational requirement. Say for example, you have two different physical sites and there are more than 5,000 users in each site. It is not a good idea to leverage one domain controller for multiple locations. So that will lead to performance related issues and also time delay, or whenever the authentication takes place, it will take a lot of time. So to come out of the delay for authentication or any services that you are trying to access, right? In the Active Directory, what we will do, we will add an additional domain controller in the remote location as well. Okay, so in order to do that, what we have to do, we have to first install the Active Directory domain service in the newly built server. So before that, as a prerequisite, we have to make sure we have the DNS address added. Let me go to the server and verify as a prerequisite whether the DNS server is added or not. So the same command ncpa.cpl, go there, right click on the network interface card, go to properties and click on IPv4. And you can see I have added a new IP address 192.168.190.51 and the subnet mask gateway, and you can see the preferred DNS server. The preferred DNS server is 192.168.190.50, which is my the first domain controller IP address, which is my DC01. I'll quickly though go there and just show you the IP address of my the primary domain controller. ipconfig, you see it is 192.168.190.50, the same IP address I have added in the network interface card of the additional domain controller, which I'm going to promote it now. So as a prerequisites, I am good. Let me also verify the host name of a computer. If I already added or configured the proper naming convention, I can check that by using a command called host name. See, yes, my computer is now properly named. Now what I will do, as per the requirement, I have to open the server manager. Open the server manager and now you have an option called add roles and features. Click, click on add roles and features and you have to follow the wizard. Click on next, click on role based or feature based installation, next, and you see the domain controller name, which is ADC01, and the IP address is there. Say next, and here what we have to do, we have to install the role called Active Directory Domain Service role. The second one, click on that option, add feature, and say next. Now you don't have to select anything, say next, next, and install. So this will take around 30 to 40 seconds. We need to wait for that to happen. Now I can see the installation is completed. Now here you can see configuration required. The installation succeeded on ADC01. So you can close this wizard, and when you close that wizard, you can see here is a notification on the top. Notification bar, that bar is there, click on that. Once you click on that notification bar, you see an option here, read it, configuration required for Active Directory domain server at ADC01. And below you see an option called promote this server to a domain controller. Click on that, and once you click on that, you see three options. One is add a domain controller to an existing domain. Means if you already have a domain, you add an additional domain controller, ADC. So in my case, I have to go with the same option, which is add a domain controller to an existing domain if I want to add an additional domain controller. I'll select the first option and I'll specify which domain it has to be added. In my case, it is microsoft.com. Okay, and then click on select, add the IP address, sorry, username, and password. Okay, it should be Microsoft slash. Now, if you click on OK, the authentication will be done. Okay, and see Microsoft.com is populated now. Click on that Microsoft.com and say OK, and you are good to move on. Click on next option. Once you click on next option, see the DNS domain naming system is selected, and this computer can also be a global catalog. Yes. Now it is asking me to enter the DSRM password. So DSRM password means it is a directory service restore mode password. Means this is a password where you can log in to restore any deleted object in the Active Directory recycle bin. Okay. Now enter the password and the username and the password. So password can be like you can put any password. This password can be changed later. If you forget also no problem. Say next. But here site name, in which site you want to add it. Let me have it in the default first site itself. Okay. So next. Once you click on next, you don't have to select this update the DNS delegation. I don't want this to happen. Say next. And now it is asking me from which domain controller you want to replicate it. You can say any domain controller, so that will be easy. So next, and it will give you the Active Directory database path and also the system shared volume path. Say next, don't do any changes. Let us go with the default. And now it is asking you to review. And if you want to store it as a script, you can just click on this view script and store it as a PowerShell script. So now let me click on next. Now the prerequisites validation is happening. It will verify all the prerequisites are met before this computer or the server gets promoted as a domain controller, which is your additional domain controller. Yeah, now it took a quick check and it says all the prerequisites checks passed successfully, and click to install to begin installation. Now I have an option here down below right side. Click on install. It start promoting the domain controller now. See, checking the domain upgrade status. It will just verify the status, and then once the status is ready, it will start installing the services. Like see, DNS is installation to finish, means the DNS installation is happening. Okay, then it will take about less than 2 minutes to get installed and promoted. So once the computer or the server gets promoted to a domain controller, it automatically gets restarted. Once the restart has happened, this work group computer got converted, or this particular server got converted to an additional domain controller to serve the particular location. We need to wait, just follow that. See, Kerberos policy, securing the Kerberos policy, configuring the DNS service on this computer, because Active Directory and DNS both are integrated. Active Directory service won't work without the DNS. See now the promotion got completed. Now my server is getting restarted. So it gets automatically restarted. You don't have to do anything. You can just close this, but the restart will happen on its own. It will take a while. We need to wait for that to happen. It is loading. Normally it will take 2 to 3 minutes to come up. See, it got booted up. Okay, it's restarted now. Let me click on ADC01 and select send control alt delete. Now I can log in. See now this computer or this server ADC01 got promoted to an additional domain controller. That is the reason it is asking me to select Microsoft slash administrator. Let me put the password and gets login. Yeah. I'm able to log in now. Yeah. Now let's the server manager wizard to open. The server manager is getting opened. Okay. Now, now this tools I have to go. Click on tools and open. You see here multiple Active Directory related services are there. You can click on the Active Directory users and computers. The same console. See, this is also Microsoft.com. The same India in the previous video. See admin there, HR, IT, and sales. You can see the users. Okay. Now let me quickly list out the available domain controllers. Go to command prompt and run a command called net dom query fsmo. This will list out the FSMO roles available in this domain. See, now I can see all the FSMO roles, which is schema master, domain naming master, PDC emulator, RAD pool manager, and infrastructure master. Everything is in DC01. And if you want to list out the available domain controller, there is a command called nl test dc list and domain name is microsoft.com. nl test dc list. So let me check the command one more time. Let me open the command prompt again. Go to command prompt, type cmd, and now type a command nl test slash dc list colon microsoft.com. See, now you can see there are two domain controllers. One is dc01 microsoft.com, another one is adc01 microsoft.com. So now it's working perfectly fine. That's all about promoting the additional domain controller in an existing forest or an existing domain. Thank you all for watching.